You picked the wrong black woman to harass today. General Victoria Taylor's voice remains steady as Officer Harris twists her arm behind her back. Metal cuffs snap around her wrists too tight, drawing blood, talking back to an officer. Captain Wilson looms over her. That's how people like you end up with problems. Taylor memorizes his badge number, his name tag, the mole above his left eyebrow. Check her for weapons, Wilson commands. Harris jabs her ribs during the search, finds her wallet, keys, phone. He tosses them into an evidence bag. Something funny, Wilson demands when he notices her calm expression. Taylor says nothing. They miss the military communicator hidden in her jacket lining. Get her in the car, Wilson barks. A night in holding should fix that attitude. They shove her head down, forcing her into the cruiser. They have no idea who they've just arrested. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. The processing room smells of sweat and cleaning chemicals. Taylor stands perfectly still for her mugshot. The camera clicks. Name. The booking officer doesn't look up from his computer. Victoria Taylor. Address. She provides her Maple Avenue address. The officer pauses, eyes narrowing. That's in Westfield Heights. His tone changes, recognizing the predominantly black neighborhood. Taylor presses her thumb against the fingerprint scanner. Black ink stains her skin. Behind her, officers Wilson and Harris laugh by the water cooler. Another one from that neighborhood thinking she's special, Harris says, voice carrying deliberately, acting like the checkpoint doesn't apply to her. Had to put her in her place, Wilson replies. These people need to learn. Taylor memorizes every word, every inflection, every face watching her processing. Phone call? She asks the booking officer. He points to the wall phone. One call. Make it count. Taylor dials a number from memory. Not her lawyer, not family. Operations Center Pentagon, answers a crisp voice. Authorization code Tango Delta 794. Taylor speaks clearly. Initiating protocol oversight Delta. Location transmitting. A moment of silence. Confirmed. General Taylor. Response team deploying. Timeline 43 minutes. Taylor hangs up as Councilman Edward Bennett storms into the station. His expensive suit and championship ring gleam under the harsh lights. Another troublemaker? Bennett demands, looking through the glass at Taylor. Wilson nods. Just processing her now, sir. Good, Bennett says. These checkpoint resistors need consequences. The program is too important. Taylor is escorted to a holding cell. The door clangs shut. She sits on the metal bench, back straight, face composed. The clock on the wall reads 9:17 p.m. In exactly 43 minutes, everything will change. 2 hours earlier. Sunset paints the sky orange over Westfield Heights. General Victoria Taylor drives her modest sedan through familiar streets. The neighborhood shifts from predominantly black to the wealthier, whiter suburbs of Greenfield. Blue lights flash ahead. Police cruisers block the road. A checkpoint. Taylor slows, rolling down her window. She's done nothing wrong. This should take seconds. Officer Harris approaches, flashlight beam sweeping across her face. License and registration. Taylor reaches slowly for her glove compartment. May I ask what this checkpoint is for, officer? Harris stiffens. Just routine. ID now. She hands over her license. He studies it, flashlight lingering on her address. Westfield Heights resident, he says into his radio, requesting additional verification. Taylor notes the emphasis. Is there a problem with my identification, officer? Wait here. Through her mirror, Taylor watches Harris show her license to another officer. They both glance at her car, laughing. Captain Wilson emerges from a command vehicle. Harris points. Wilson nods, approaching with deliberate slowness. Step out of the vehicle, ma'am. His tone carries no respect, though he uses formality. May I ask why? My license is valid. Step out now. His hand rests on his holster. Taylor knows her rights. Enhanced searches require reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. What's your suspicion, Captain? Wilson's face hardens. Out of the car. Taylor complies, movements deliberate. I'd like to note this appears to be selective enforcement. We decide what's selective, Wilson sneers, hands on the hood. I decline consent to search my vehicle without probable cause, Taylor states calmly. Terry v. Ohio and Delaware v. Prowse establish. Look at the lawyer here, Harris mocks. Thinks she knows the law. I'm familiar with my Fourth Amendment rights. Wilson leans in. Your kind always wants to make things difficult. My kind? Troublemakers, Wilson clarifies. But the meaning is obvious. Other drivers watch from their cars. Some begin recording. Wilson notices, gesturing to Davis. Clear these vehicles through. No recordings. Taylor watches Davis force drivers to put phones away. She memorizes faces, badge numbers, plates. Last chance, Wilson says. Consent to search or face obstruction charges. I respectfully decline and request a supervisor. I am the supervisor, Wilson signals. Detain her. Harris twists Taylor's arm behind her back. Pain shoots through her shoulder. Stop resisting, Harris shouts. I'm not resisting. I'm complying under protest, Taylor says clearly for the audio record. She notices Harris's body camera light blink off. Your body camera appears to be malfunctioning, Officer Harris. Mind your own business. He tightens his grip. Taylor could disable them in seconds, but that's not tonight's mission. Instead, I'll be filing a formal complaint. Wilson smirks. Good luck. Councilman Bennett personally oversees checkpoints. Your complaint goes straight to his trash can. Taylor's watch records every word, every violation. The Pentagon is already listening. Search the car, Wilson orders. The search yields nothing. Wilson is disappointed. Well, you're still obstructing. Citing constitutional protections is not obstruction, Taylor counters. Wilson nods to Harris. Cuff her. The cuffs bite into her wrists. Harris secures them too tight deliberately. Victoria Taylor, you're under arrest for obstruction of justice and resisting a lawful checkpoint. Taylor notes quietly for the record. Officer Harris, badge number 4572, that use of force is unnecessary and excessive. Shut up, Harris snaps, shoving her into the cruiser. Taylor stays calm. This is all proceeding exactly as anticipated. At the station, the interrogation room smells of stale coffee and floor cleaner. A single light casts harsh shadows. Taylor sits straight-backed, wrists still cuffed. 2 hours pass. Wilson enters with her confiscated belongings. He tosses them on the table. Comfortable? Taylor doesn't answer. Wilson flips through her wallet, finds her military ID, and scoffs. Marine Corps General? 4 stars. Nice fake. That identification is authentic, Taylor replies. Wilson laughs. And I'm the Secretary of Defense. His phone buzzes. He smirks. Our concerned citizen is here. Councilman Bennett wants to meet the latest troublemaker through the wall. Taylor hears Bennett's voice. Another one from that neighborhood? Make an example. The door opens again. Wilson slaps a confession form in front of her. Sign this. Take the misdemeanor, you'll be out by morning. I'll need my attorney present before signing anything. Harris looms behind her. Wilson sneers. You people from Westfield Heights think you're special, but Councilman Bennett's program cut crime by 30%. By targeting specific neighborhoods, Taylor says. Wilson glares. By enforcing the law where it needs enforcing. Selective enforcement isn't legal enforcement. Harris grips her shoulders. Wilson leans in. Plenty of time for you to reconsider. A knock interrupts. Detective David Morales enters, observant eyes taking in the scene. Captain, a moment outside. Wilson leaves reluctantly. Morales examines Taylor's ID under UV light. His expression shifts. This is genuine, Morales says. I served before joining the department. 4 stars. There are only a handful of Marine Corps generals. Wilson snaps, then she stole it. Morales ignores him. Ma'am, may I ask your name and rank? General Victoria Taylor, United States Marine Corps. Morales straightens instinctively. Wilson tries to brush it off, but the phone rings. Wilson answers. His face pales. That was the Pentagon, he says slowly. They knew her by name and rank. Bennett storms in, demanding answers, then freezes when Wilson admits, Pentagon personnel are en route. Minutes later, Colonel Jackson arrives with military police. General Taylor, he salutes. We're here as ordered. Bennett blusters about misunderstandings. Jackson cuts him off. Councilman, you'll remain available for questioning. Taylor stands, composed. This isn't about my detention. It's about what it represents. 6 months of unconstitutional checkpoints, racial profiling, civil rights violations. Evidence fills the conference room, maps of discriminatory checkpoint locations, dashcam footage, recordings of Wilson and Bennett giving illegal orders. Morales provides his internal investigation files, falsified reports, buried complaints, altered statements. The room falls silent as the truth unfolds. Taylor looks directly at Bennett. Your checkpoint program violated the Constitution, and now accountability begins 1 week later. Capitol Hill. General Taylor testifies in full-dress uniform. She presents the evidence to Congress, discriminatory checkpoints, fraudulent arrests, property developers profiting from forced displacement. Constitutional rights are not optional, Taylor declares. They don't depend on race, neighborhood, or economic status. Applause fills the chamber. New legislation, the Equitable Enforcement Act, is introduced, establishing federal oversight of checkpoints nationwide. Months later, Westfield Heights. The old checkpoint is gone. Families walk freely. Children ride bikes without fear. Taylor, in civilian clothes, watches quietly as detective-turned-liaison Morales helps lead reforms. A grandmother approaches her. You're the general who stopped it, aren't you? My grandson's record is cleared. He's back in college because of you. Taylor smiles softly. I just helped expose the truth. The woman squeezes her hand. You gave us back our dignity. Outside, Taylor sees the community living without fear. True security at last. 6 months later, Pentagon. General Taylor stands before monitors displaying nationwide checkpoint data. Red flags highlight other cities with similar patterns. Colonel Jackson enters. 17 departments have already reformed. 9 more under investigation. Taylor nods. No checkpoints, no double standards, just equal justice under law. She turns back to the glowing map of America, work still to be done. General Taylor gets back to it.